we're going to call the meeting back to order.
Okay, public comment.
We're going to go to public comments. I have Fred McMillan first, and after Fred, I have Alex Greenwood.
Madam Chair, Fred had to leave.
Okay, Fred left. Alex? Is Alex still here? No, sorry, Alex. Sorry, Fred. Arlene, I know Arlene's here. I saw Arlene in the back. Arlene Nolte.
Good afternoon.
Your name and
thank
address,
you.
please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you give us your name and address, please?
My name is Arlene M. Nolte. I live in West Melbourne. My husband Joseph and I serve the Melbourne Space Coast chapter of the National Federation of the Blind. Joe, who has put in a card, has used the paratransit system since moving here in 2008. We've lived in 2 states, and we've experienced a variety of county transit systems. Regardless of where you are, paratransit for the blind, people with special needs, and seniors is the lifeblood of their existence. Not just for the medical and the grocery shopping and getting to the bank, not anything frivolous, just to maintain a reasonable, safe lifestyle. Having lived here that long, we've had an opportunity to observe new home construction, the arrival of new companies, the expansions at the Cape, along with projected future products. And all of this is creating a growing need. New families are coming in, welcoming into the community, but they're also bringing with them some people with special needs. Over the past 5 years in working with the Space Coast Area Transit, we have come to understand the great job they do with their budget. In closing, I want to thank you for what you have been able to do, and hope that you can carve out this additional funding to make it possible for more people to be served. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Nolte. Is your husband going to come up next?
Who's next?
Joseph?
Oh, we got to get him out. Okay, Joe. We're going to go this way to your right.
Okay, I got it.
Model A.
Oh, you have the stuff?
Really? Yeah.
Oh, I'll let you do it then.
On my cheap phone.
There you go.
Almost there.
And after Joseph, we'll have Camille Tate.
Joe is hearing impaired and blind. Joe, they need your name and where you live.
I'm Joseph B. Nolte. I live at 3924 South Wind Drive, West Melbourne, in Florida.
Okay, you're not.
Where's the mic?
Right here, and you're not going to be able to move it.
Okay,
We can
yes, I'm one of the disabled. I can't see the pretty girls, and now I'm having a hard time hearing them. Last October, the first week, I came down with shingles in my left leg. It's been an ordeal, that recovery, but I'm making progress. The reason I'm here is because, yes, I'm the charter president of the chapter. I'm also on the board of directors of the Florida State Division of the Deafblind. We're trying to get that coordinated and organized. The bottom line, we all need to travel, to do this, that, or the other. Go out and get a hamburger or whatever you want. It needs to be increased. The population is growing in the disabled community. We need to find money. I want to thank the commission representative, the lady that has worked on this proposed $300,000. I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart. And from all the disabled population. It's a beginning. Thank you so much. Good evening.
May I just ask how long y'all been married? I didn't ask how old y'all are, just how long you've been married.
I can't hear him.
I met him when he was 19 years old. I was 17.
So 5 or 6 years?
That was 1954, and we were married in 57. We're married almost 62 years.
God bless you both.
I'm going to build a Model A Ford.
It's in the garage.
Okay,
All I got to do is find a body. So you folks, if you find a Model A that way you want to get rid of, let me know.
after Camille,
We disabled people can do great things.
after Camille, we're going to have Judy Healy.
Thank you. My name is Camille Tate. I live at 2945 Kimblewick Drive in Melbourne. I am the current president of the Melbourne Space Coast chapter of the National Federation of the Blind of Florida. And in addition to that, I serve on the board of directors of the National Federation of the Blind of Florida. So I get to travel around the state and speak to many people who live in many different areas. And as always, transportation has always been and probably always will be our biggest concern. It is our key to independence and freedom, just as our white canes are. It is how we get jobs, how we get educated, how we take care of our families. And most of the time when I come up here to speak, it's usually on behalf of every single blind person in the National Federation of the Blind of Florida, Melbourne chapter. But today I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and what I do and how important paratransit is to me. I am currently a college student at Eastern Florida State College. I'm hoping to graduate in May with my AA and move on to UCF, and following that to go to law school. I want to go into disability rights or civil rights for the disabled, because as a blind person who has been blind for the last 14 years, I understand some of the pain we go through. And transportation is something that for many of us has been that one barrier to living as full a life as we'd like to live. I rely on paratransit. I've been using it since 2006. I went blind in 2005. I am what they call no light perception, so I'm totally blind. I can see light sometimes, and it's difficult to navigate. So I use paratransit to go to the doctor, the grocery store. I have used it to come here, as a matter of fact. Those are trips that you may not necessarily be able to get on paratransit coming up here. It requires a lot of planning with Space Coast Area Transit, and I will tell you this, they do a fantastic job with the resources that they have, but I am meeting more and more blind people as I'm out there, or people who know blind people in this county, and we are referring every single one of them to Space Coast Area Transit. So at some point, their resources are not going to be able to even meet the needs of the people we have now, because I'm sending people to them all the time, because transportation is key to our independence. Thank you.
Thank you. Judy Healy. And after Judy, we have Sarah Ann Conklin.
Hi, I'm Judy Healy. This is Laura Anderson. We're members of the Brevard County Commission on Aging, which meets here in this building every month. We have representatives from AARP, from the United Way, from the Brevard Health Department, from various agencies and organizations, all volunteer without a budget. We are concerned about the seniors of Brevard, and that's why we meet. We have speakers from Grandparents Raising Grandchildren, Alzheimer's Foundation, area transit people have come and spoken to us. And our concern right now is because we see a trend that 30% of our residents in Brevard County are seniors. That's growing as the demographics are shifting. We have statistics that it will grow by 26%, the senior population, in the next 20 years. And as you all know, in 2018, 40% of the electorate were seniors. So they're very vocal, very good voters, but a lot of them are on fixed incomes, which are shrinking because of CPI increases. And in the face of these demographic shifts, we're alarmed. Further by the reductions in the community-based organization funding, which is slated to be reduced to zero over a 5-year period. And We do appreciate the fact that we've had good economic recovery here for the last 10 years. It's great to see that we can look at things like reserves and also have some planning for maintenance in the future. We'd also like you just to think ahead a little bit about this demographic shift that we're going to be seeing, and if we are closing our eyes to it, it's going to be worse down the road. That's all we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah Ann? I better put my timer on you.
Yeah, you better.
Sorry, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
sorry. They've told me to be quick. I had 3 people behind me telling me to be quick.
Name and address?
I'm Sarah Ann Conkling. I live on South Lakemont Drive in Cocoa. I just want to express my gratitude to the commission for making a significant commitment to public transportation this year. It's needed. It's appreciated. I think the people who are using it will be extraordinarily grateful. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, that's it for the public comment cards. Any other business of the commission?
One quick board report, Madam Chair.
Sure.
Want to end on,
That was next, but okay.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm just following the agenda. It just says other business, and it said reports.
Oh, okay.
It's no big
I
deal.
did see board. I just want to talk about one really positive thing that in our budget. I think we have the steel. The port just gave Captain Murray a raise to $374,000. I looked up his budget.
It's obscene.
$109 million. Let me put that in perspective. The deal the county is getting. His budget is 8.4% of what ours is. And Mr. Abate does it for 89%, Captain Murray makes 89% more. So think about this. He's got 8% the responsibility, and he makes 89% more. That, I think...
And far fewer employees.
And he doesn't have to deal with Commissioner John Abaya. So, you know, I just want to say that there is a lot in the last budget. There will be a lot in this budget to be proud about. But they talked about having to worry about Captain Murray being taken away, that being picked off, I think, long before Captain Murray ever gets picked off.
He'd probably do that job over there for half what he makes.
Me?
Yeah.
I'd do it for a quarter.
You're on the record.
Yes, but thank you, Mr. Abate, and all your staff. And I'm sorry if you read that article, it was really pathetic. It said, you know, he makes $374,000. Then at the bottom it said, and County Manager Frank Abate only makes
really?
whatever. Yeah, that was pretty bad. So
Unbelievable.
thank you for all you do. I don't think we
Oh,
say
Frank
it.
ought to
Wait a
hold
minute
his
now.
head
He's
up
gonna be
high,
out-
because
he's
the other
gonna be out
guy's
front
being
with a
obscenely
sign.
paid.
Yeah,
Unfair labor.
Yeah, he deserves it if that salary study comes back, if they looked at,
That's obscene.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Amen.
I don't know how they
I don't even
justify that.
And I didn't want to take it as a negative. I wanted to take it as a positive that we have a great leader at the head of our ship.
Yes, we do. Who's very satisfied and grateful to be here, thanks to a great staff.
He tries to stay
And I
out of the
appreciate
mud as
working
much
with
as
all
he
of you, so
possibly
thank you.
can. Yeah.
So do we have to give him hazard pay for having to work with you?
Yeah, I would be the, you know, if we were to bust the cap to pay Frank, that would be a hard decision. I'm not kidding. That would be a very hard decision, and I may go thumbs up on that one, in all honesty.
Gave him ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
All right, any other discussion? Anybody want to give a report, comments?
Let's go home.
Jim wants to talk. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. You were just so quiet over there. All right, well, seeing none, I'll call this meeting adjourned.
I'm going.
The opinions expressed by any member of the public during any period of public comment do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, or the program sponsor, and are solely those of the presenter. The Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, and the program sponsor hereby expressly disclaim any and all responsibility or liability for any defamatory or slanderous statements expressed by any member of the public during any such period.